Hello everybody, it's E.V.A here, and this video is going to be mostly unscripted, but it's going to be a fun one. I thought since it's going to be New Year's Eve by the time this video comes out, that it would be fun to look back at all the artworks and animations I've made for videos this year, while recording live. Not live streaming, but looking through the pictures while recording at the same time. I also thought I'd talk about my New Year's goals for things to do with my art, comic work, and animation. The ones I completed from this year and the ones I've written for this next year. Finally, I'll also probably show some sneak peeks for videos in the upcoming year. Since I did a lot more artworks than I'll be showing, but I don't want to show them all because they're for upcoming videos that I'm not ready to show yet. So with that, let's start with the artworks. Alright, so as you can hopefully see here, I have gotten all of the artworks that I have made this year into one file in Clip Studio. I decided to do it in Clip Studio because that's kind of the easiest for me to do. So I decided to gather all of the artworks that I've done and also have my YouTube channel open so we can look at the thumbnails for each one, and so that way I don't have to also upload all of the thumbnails for each one. But yeah, so let's start at the very beginning with the first ever video I posted this year, which was the artwork for this one. If you saw that video, you know that for this artwork, I redraw it every year, and if you want to see the original, you can see it in this video right here. But every year I redraw it, and this was the 2023 version. And since 2024 is about to come up, you should probably be seeing a video about this subject again very soon. But I still really like how this turned out. I think the anatomy could use some work, but that's why I'm glad I'm going to be redoing it. And that is a really big thing that I worked on this year, was anatomy. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I believed at this point I was also using Clip Studio for, I think, about a year, if I recall. So yeah, that's cool. Sorry if my windows keep switching. Next, we have some artwork. I did a lot of art series this year, so this is one of the first art series. And these three artworks right here are from this video, where I turned music covers into artworks. And so this one was Goodbye to a World, Towards the Light, and I don't know how to say that title. If you want to know more about these artworks, you can watch that video. I'm also going to be talking about like my kind of thoughts and opinions now that it's been a whole year since I've drawn a lot of these artworks. I still really like this one. I like the texture a lot that I used for it. This one I'm not kind of the biggest fan of anymore. I don't really like the composition, and the anatomy is pretty off. God, I didn't realize it, but I used to draw necks really thick at the beginning of the year, huh? I didn't realize that until now, but I drew necks really thick for some reason. I don't usually anymore. I guess drawing thicker necks is probably a bit more anatomically correct, but for my style it works better without, and the wrist does not exist here. Also, the design isn't the best, but I remade Hope's design now, so it makes more sense. And then this one I still really like. I still really like the black and white. I remember the moon for some reason behind him just took forever to draw. I'm not the biggest fan of how I drew the blood here, but I think it's okay. I've actually drawn these wings before for other artworks now, and they're pretty fun. The next one is this one. This one was for this video where I redrew a drawing of Kara from Undertale I made a while back. I still really like this one, actually. Looking back at it, it's still super pretty. I really like the lighting, all the yellow. It's definitely got like a big Undertale vibe, and I really like it. And all the buttercups, these took a while. Yeah, I still really love this. It looks really nice. So interestingly enough, this artwork here wasn't the subject of a video. It was for this one, where in this video, oh god, it's my old Sona. I basically had this playing in the background while explaining how I work on comics. And the reason why is because I was originally going to record myself working on a comic page for that video, but by the time it got to be actually recording it or editing the video, I realized I never did that. So I had to quickly get some footage, and I figured I had some footage for working on this, so I would use that. And it's the cover art for the first few chapters of Haiku's Magical World, which you can read on Webtoon. Now we have this one. I still love this one. This one was for a chill speed paint video. I don't even think I talked in this one. From my memory, I don't think so. But I still really love how this turned out. And this didn't even take me my grammar is off today, but this didn't even take me that long to do. I think it only took me like a couple hours, not including the sketch time. But I still really love how it turned out. All like the textures and stuff. It's great. Again, the anatomy is a little off, but because of the shading, you can barely tell. It's blank, by the way. I don't know if you could have told, but that was blank. This one. So interestingly enough, this video or this artwork I didn't actually make in 2023, as you can tell by this, like the signature here. I drew it in 2022, but I made the video in 2023, and it is this one. It's a redraw of an artwork I made a while back, and I decided to push myself on the composition and stuff, and I think it turned out all right. I think the perspective is a little off now looking at it, but yeah. This one was really cool. It's this one. It was sort of like a Valentine's special, but I love how this turned out, and I love it a lot because I remember having so much fun working on it. I was experimenting with the palettes that I liked using this year. It was actually the year that I discovered my sunset palette that I really liked using, and for this artwork I used this palette over here. But yeah, I really love how this turned out, and I just liked working on it. It's my characters Kaichi and Nick, who I have talked about before. I actually really like the outfit I put in Nick. I should probably design him in this outfit because I don't really like the outfit I have for him as of currently. And this is obviously an older design of Kaichi's with the braid. I haven't talked about it yet, but Kaichi used to have a braid for his hairstyle rather than the big ponytail. But yeah, older design of Kaichi. But I really like how this looks. I actually think a braid works well for like a modern AU version of Kaichi. Next up, we have this one. This is for another annual redraw that I do every year. It's this one that I actually have been redrawing for longer than the black and white one. But yeah, this is Sky. This is my character Sky, that's their name. And through this whole year, I've definitely developed the story that both Sky and Mizumi, who is the character in the first drawing, a lot this year. And so when I come back to these artworks for their annual redraw, it'll be really fun to explain more about that. And I'll probably do that a lot with this drawing because I'm kind of nervous to redraw it because it's like, just looking at it now, even like the anatomy I could probably improve, but everything else I still really like, so I'm not sure how I'm going to improve it. Maybe the leaves I could adjust to, but yeah, and the colors again are me exploring my palette, and I think this was the first ever artwork that I used my main sunset color palette, the one that I use in the backgrounds of my intros and stuff, and the more saturated one I use in my outros. Okay, these ones that I put in one folder are all for my Genshin Impact redraws, where I redrew all of my Archon drawings, except for Nahida, because I drew her for the first time there. And that was the first video I got that got over 1,000 views, which is, wow, okay. Yeah, this is Zhongli. We have Zhongli, Nahida, Binti, and Raiden. And again, if you wanted to see my process for all of these, you can check them out in the original videos, which I am showing you here. But yeah, Zhongli, I still really like. I think, again, the anatomy and perspective are a bit off, not off, but like different to how I would have done them now. Especially that knee. What is with that knee? I've gotten a lot better at drawing limbs, I feel like, so seeing how I like draw like knees and legs and wrists is a little strange. But I still really like it. I still like how I drew the spear, even though I drew this a long time ago because I just copy and pasted it into here. I cheated. But I like the pose. I think the pose looked really cool. And then Nahida. I like Nahidas. I kind of wish that I had curved these a little more, the pillars behind her, to make a more circular composition. I also worked more on composition this year, but I feel like I could have done that for Nahida. Yeah, I think she turned out pretty cute. It so reminds me of how much I have developed on anatomy. Where is her wrist? Where's her ankles? Why is the neck so thick? But I still think she looks super cute here, and it's very green. I still think this is probably the greenest artwork I've ever done this year, aside from the other drawing of her that I did. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty cute. Venti pose-wise, I'm still pretty happy with. Foreground-wise, after looking at it now, after a year has passed, I actually don't mind it. I think I said in the video too that I wasn't a big fan of it, but after looking at it, I don't mind it that much actually. I think he definitely pulls off the more circular composition a lot better, and the mountains are pretty cool, but yeah, he turned out really cool. His background is a lot darker than I remembered, which is funny considering the artwork coming up, but yeah. And then Raiden. These are all out of order from their actual Archon order because that's how I drew them in the original video. But yeah, Raiden's might actually be one of my favorites out of these because I really like her pose. It was a lot more complex than the other poses that I did, but I really like it. All of the poses were based off of their actual fighting animations. So yeah, and the background's really cool. Again, the tree I drew years ago because I just copy and pasted it, but it took me forever to draw the tree, so I'm not going to apologize. And then the next one here is from this video where I did a little concept artwork for these guys. I haven't drawn them since these artworks, which is sad, but I do want to draw them again because they're really cute. It's the writer who can create anything from their writings, and the artist who can create anything from their drawings. And they're making each other some of these nice little roses that remind them of each other. I think out of the two, this one is definitely my favorite, but I like this one too. And again, I used the sunset colors from that I have already kind of fallen in love with by the time I was working on this drawing. But yeah, that one's a really cool video. This one kind of technically counts as an animation, but it's one of the frames that I used for this video where I made an animation in 16 different styles. I talked about it a lot in that one, and I would definitely recommend to watch that one because that was probably one of the bigger projects that I worked on this year and last year. I actually started it in 2022 and then finished it a little later in 2023. So that'd be cool if you would check that out, and I can show you the animation right here. That's what it looks like. So if you want to see the behind the scenes of that and look at each frame individually, you can see that there. Now this one is of another Chill Speed paint. This is of silver, where I was doing a little concept art for one of their forms because they have multiple forms. This form of theirs is like it's just a little bit, it's a more older version of their main form. But yeah, and I gave them a little teeth hand inspired by Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously. But yeah, I remember talking in this video, it was supposed to be working on hands was the main goal, but it ended up being working on stairs. But I like how the stairs turned out, so it's cool. This next artwork is one that I really love. There's actually two of them, so I put them in a folder. So it's my character Lai in his more rock outfit attire because I imagine him to be a guitarist because that just makes sense to me. But yeah, this is him performing, and I made two versions so that the highlights popped a little more. That's another Chill Speed paint video over here, the return of the wild vampire man. But yeah, that's that one. And then the next one up here is when I showed you all of my Harry's Magical World characters. I decided to include these here. Technically this one, but also this one. This one was just to tease this video coming up where I talked about the characters and announced the comic. So yeah, we have Haiku, we have Rin, Kaichi, Masaki, and then Ronica and Nyx. Now, you'll actually, I'm working on the next chapter for Harry's Magical World. I'm still posting the technically second chapter of it, but I'll be posting the third one soon. And yeah, so Ronica and Nyx won't actually show up until the next couple of chapters, but they'll show up soon. They'll show up soon. Until then, you get to see everyone's more grown-up forms. If you've read the comic, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you read the comic. Yeah, next one we have, this one is another personal favorite of mine from this year, the Genshin Demons. Again, these artworks I actually started working on in 2022. This is actually this one that I did at Venti was the very last artwork that I did for 2022. So it's really funny looking back at these, because now it's really been like almost a full entire year, and I still really love how Venti's looked. Here, this is the artwork, or this is the video that it comes from, if you're curious. But I basically turn all of the Genshin Impact Archons into demons based off of their Archon names, because all of the Archons names are demons. So we have Barbados, Morax. This one I also really like. I'm not the biggest fan of his spirit design, but I love his design a lot. I think it looks really great. I still love the hair. I kind of wish I put him in a pose where I could have like let it float out more, but I think that looks really cool. Raiden, this one definitely is still, or I guess Beelzebub. This one is still technically kind of my least favorite. I do like how I did the visions, but it is my least favorite, not as terms of artworks, but I do wish I made her design less human. Like, I kind of wish I made it like her skin tone a different color. I did give her these sharp fangs though. That's cool. And then Boer, I think she might be one of my favorites. I forget how creepy this artwork turned out whenever I come back to it, but man, this is again another really green picture, but it helps that it's like a darker green mixed with the lighter green, so that instead of everything kind of blending together, the elements I want you to look at really pop out. I also remember that tree in the background taking forever, and you can barely see it, but that's okay. Yeah, I really like how this one turned out. Yeah, that's all the demons. If you want to know more about them, you can watch the video. These ones are of the artworks that I did for my Pride video, which is this one. I turned all of the Pride flags, or most of the Pride flags, not all of them, but most of the Pride flags, into these little scratch art designs. So we have Chris with the rainbow flag, Lai with the trans flag, Leo with the non-binary flag, humanoid versions of Blank and Ricky for the MLM flag, the gay flag, Willow and Amelia for the lesbian flag. Look at them, they're so cute. I think this one was the most complicated because of their pose. Haiku for the bi flag, this one is the most simple. And Melody for the ace flag. I kind of wish I put the black up a little higher because it kind of really fades out. But then you probably couldn't have been able to tell it was the ace flag, so that's fine. That one was really fun to work on. I worked over those while on a trip on my tablet, so it was a little easier to do it that way. And then next up we have Xander from this video. I still really like how this one turned out. This was actually before I gave him his more recent design with the spikier hair. But yeah, this one I still really like. The anatomy again is a little iffy, especially on the legs, but other than that, everything else I still really like. So yeah, this one's cool, and this is when I discovered the chain brush, and it's a really good chain brush. This one is of Leo's house. It's really funny actually that I had, can you even see? Oops, I'm so sorry. I've been using the wrong window to record. I'm so sorry. So you probably couldn't have seen any of the thumbnails, but here they are. Oof, that's bad. I might put them back in editing, but that's rough. Anyway, Xander and Leo are actually right next to each other, which is funny because they're going to be introduced in the same story. So yeah, and they're kind of parallels of each other. Yeah, this is Leo. This is the artwork I made for their backgrounds with the 2 different lighting situations. I still really love how this turned out, and I really like just how it looks. It's really nice. Look at that. Look at that. And I made this really early on there too. And I made the video not too long. That shows you how early I make the artworks for my videos in advance. But yeah, and the little detail of the clock changing is nice. Sorry if my voice sounds raspy. Next one we have is the Land of the Lustrous artworks for this video. This one was a little different speed paint wise, because a lot of these I used the Clip Studio Paint time-lapse tool, but because of how laggy they all were, I kind of stopped doing that by the time I got to Ghost. So yeah, but all of these, I still love all of these. They're so cool. Look at the shiny. Look at all the shiny. Wow. Look, it's so shiny. If you can tell by the name titles, this is Cinnabar, Antarcite, Padparacha, Ghost Quartz, and Lapis Lazuli, or Lapis Lazuli, however you say it. I say Lapis Lazuli, but I know some people say Lapis Lazuli. If you want to know more about the behind the scenes of these artworks, that video is also available. This was a huge project, but I loved working on it. It's the Color Wheel Challenge from when that was a thing earlier this month, where you take a slot from each of these colors here, and you turn them into fan art, or any artwork. It doesn't have to be fan art, but usually you're given a character for each of the wheels. I chose the characters myself. We have Wei Wuxian, Lina Inverse, Yellow Diamond, Double Trouble, Shira from E.V.A, Kaya, Homura, and Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen. And I love all of these a lot, and I did like different things for the slots. Yeah, I still love this one. I might make it into a print, but I'm still iffy on if you can sell fan art on Etsy or not, because I have a lot of fan art that I'm sure some of you would like as prints or stuff, but I don't know if I'm legally allowed to do that. Maybe at least not without an agent. This one is of my redraw of Chris in his pastel uniform. I still love how this one turned out too. It's so cute. Look at him. I made this, and then I made a little comic of the other characters in his story reacting to it. And yeah, he looks so cute. It was at this point too that I decided to give him long hair. For the longest time he had short hair, but I'm really glad I gave him long hair here because I think it makes him look even cuter. He's so cute. And then I gave him the little wings and halo that are very simplified to what his wings actually look like. He doesn't have a halo. But yeah. This one was from one of my favorite videos of this year that I worked on, which is where I talked about how I create my illustrations. If you want to know how I do that, you can watch this. It's still pretty accurate. But yeah, this is a drawing of my character Hope. This is her much more updated design. Yeah, I really like how this turned out, and it's really nice. I really like it. This one I made towards the end of summer. I made this towards the end of summer. But yeah, I drew Chris at the beach in a little swimsuit. And the water, looking back at it now, I'm actually really happy with how I did the water. I'm not super happy with these like little dust particles. I kind of wish I made them smaller. But yeah, that looks really nice. It's this one. It's another chill speed paint one. I did a lot of chill speed paints this year. I'll probably make even more next year. This is when I turned my previously Genshin Impact OCs, 2 of them, into Honkai Star Rail OCs. Since Honkai Star Rail came out this year and I've been playing it, and it's really cool. Oh, I just realized I didn't remember doing this, but I did something different with the shading, where for when I did the multiply overlay layer over the entire thing, I erased where their hair shine was. I didn't remember doing that, but now I do. Yeah, this one I still really like. It does kind of suck. The pose I chose for Gaming doesn't really show his pose, but I do have an idea to give them both their own separate splash arts in the style of Honkai Star Rail. Not the actual art style, but like how they make splash arts. So hopefully you'll be able to see his design a little better there. And I actually like these designs a lot, that I'm probably gonna make their more canon designs based off of them, because I love these two so much that I decided to put them into the Miracle universe, where kind of all of my characters that don't fit into my main project's universe belongs in. So when I make their simplified designs, these are probably what I'm going to be basing them on rather than their Genshin looks. And then right after that, we have this one, the drawing that took me 6 hours. The longest I have ever worked on a drawing. Up until then, the drawing that took me the longest was this one, and that's because it was practically 2 separate it was like practically 2 separate artworks I was painting, but this one took the cake on that, and it was simply because it was just so detailed, and I drew all of these petals, and I think I copy and pasted the wing bow, I think. At least I hope I did, because dear God. And then the background also took forever just because there were so many roses that I was forgetting to shade. Yeah, I still really like this one. I do think his feet look weird. But yeah, that is another one that I really like. And I actually gave him hands. I barely do that, but I gave him hands. This one was for another chill speed paint video. It was for a character design I kind of just made for this artwork, but I might turn into a separate character because he looks really cool. He's a little warlock Lolita boy. Look at him. He's so cute. Yeah, and then this one I didn't really draw a background for. And then these ones are for when I introduced my Moonstone characters. When I was redesigning them all. That video did a lot better than I remember. But yeah, we have Moonstone, Rose Quartz, whose picture is actually slightly bigger than everyone else's. That's a problem. Aventurine, and Nick and Chase. Yeah, I kind of forgot what Nick's and Chase's artwork looked like, but their screen tones are a lot bigger on theirs, partly because they're a lot closer, but everyone else, it looks okay. Yeah, I really like Moonstones. I never added a signature. It's okay. Looking back on Aventurines, I really like hers too. This is also probably one of the other greener artworks I made. It's not even pure green, it's more teal and turquoise. Yeah, and like I said, overall I do like Nyx's design, but I might base his, like, what he has under his coat after the artwork with him and Kaichi in it. And I gave him a little piercing. I think I actually added the piercing for that artwork too. Yeah, I added a couple of piercings. I added these earrings. I don't know why I didn't color these the same as this, but this, if you look really closely, he has piercings there, and he has a little lip piercing. I think I might have just forgotten to color those all the same, but yeah, those are all piercings. And Chase actually has a little earring too. And then right after that, we have when I turned my Moonstone characters into as if they were from other shows, inspired by the video by Jinja Ninja. We have Sailor Moon. Yeah, I still really like everyone's designs. I'll tell you my favorites out of every design since it's been a while. I think River's probably my favorite out of everyone here for the Sailor designs. Land Lustrous, this one's really hard because I like everyone, but I think it might either be Nick or Chase. It might be one or the other, I don't know, but they all look really cool. Moonstone, I made a design where I turned just colors into more green, but I actually do think I like Rosa's look here more, just because it's her story here I kind of changed up a bit for this universe, but I think it just looks really cool, and it looks the most Madoka out of all of these, I feel like. Although I do like all of them, I feel like hers, like, I could see being like an actual Madoka design. Well, hers and River's I can see. And then the spiders, I think out of everyone, River's again my favorite out of the spider designs, because I like them all. And yeah, Chase's I feel like was a little lacking, but I wanted the main focus to be on the little appendages here. And then right after that, we have Vampire Kaya from this video. I had a lot of fun working on this artwork for that video. And look at the boy, look at him. I like him very much, yes I do. I gave him thick legs in this one. It's okay, he deserves it. Look at those hands. That's the subject for what'll be coming up in the next section of this video. But yeah, I really like how this looks, and I actually drew this on Halloween, so I didn't draw it like super early. But yeah, I might draw him again for next year. We will see. And then the next one. So I only got the two because these were the only two on my computer right now. But these two are artworks from this one, where I did all of Inktober in just 7 drawings. The video didn't do that well, unfortunately, but I still really like how the artworks turned out, and I got a really nice comment on it. So if you know who you are, thank you. But yeah, these were the only 2 artworks that I have on my computer from that, because they were the only digital drawings I did. Yeah. And then the next one is from this one, for my 100 subscribers special. Thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers this year. That's still really cool. I have this artwork, which is just of my Serna, an updated look. And then I don't actually remember making this. Huh. Did I draw this? Weird. Huh. Looks kind of cool. This one, I love this artwork a lot, and the video on it right over here got a lot more views than I was suspecting. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's a redraw of a drawing I did a couple years ago of this gym character that I still don't have a name for or much of a story for, but I like them a lot and I want to continue drawing them because they're very fun to draw. Obviously very Land of the Lustrous inspired, I said that in the video as well, but yeah, I like them a lot. And then this one is another artwork I really like. It's another artwork that kind of aggravated me while actually working on it, but it's of Dun Hung from Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, a couple of Honkai Star Rail videos this year, but this is sort of like my interpretation of drawing him, and I really like him. In this artwork, it looks really cool. I probably could have blurred the background a little more for the leaves, but I think the focus is still primarily on him, so it's all good. And then this video, I just have the thumbnail for it, but this video was for probably one of the only animation things I did this year. Sorry if you can hear my mouse, but it's probably one of the only animation things I did this year. It's one of the only animation things I think I did this year, other than the different frames video, but it's Land of the Lustrous fan-made music video. I want to make sort of like a video where I explain kind of how I did this and how I animated everything. So if you want a video on that, let me know, because I tried making the animation like very like in the style of Omori, but still be of Land of the Lustrous. So yeah, I might have a video explaining on how I did that. And then over here, we're getting really close to the end, but of the most recent videos, but we have the chill speed paint where I talked about these guys, and I'm talking about my OCs. I know it's like, it's already the end of the year. But for next year, I do want to make more videos talking about my OCs, and these two were kind of the start of that. I have other videos talking about my OCs as well, but I want to make it more like a consistent thing because I have a lot of characters for a lot of projects, and I'm going to show them all to you. So these are Morgan and Collie, and here's another one that I did of them. If you want to know more about them, you can watch the Chill Speed Paint. This one was for another Chill Speed Paint video that I think for the video of this, I literally edited all in one day. That's kind of how it goes with Chill Speed Paint videos. They are very simple. I still really like this one. I actually made this one a lot earlier in the year, in October. Here's the video right here. And then finally, I just have this frame. It's the video that I've just made last week, or videos, I guess, of these two, where I made an original song for Christmas. Yeah, this is the kind of the artwork I did of it, and that is all of the artworks that I did for this year. Yeah, or that I did for videos this year anyway. And it's quite a bit. Looking through all of these, I did a lot this year, and I think a big part of that is that I just started posting way more consistently. Because in the past, I was posting, but it was nowhere near as consistent as it is now. I kind of posted on and off. But ever since posting consistently, which is every Sunday, if you didn't know, I try to post my videos every Sunday around 12 p.m. Central Time, so that everyone can kind of watch them then. Yeah, I try to post all my videos then, but ever since doing that, I've noticed a bigger growth in my channel, so thank you all for that, and supporting me this year. Obviously the video's not done yet, but I have a couple more sections, and the next section is going to be talking about my resolutions. So for resolutions, I decided to go ahead and share my list for 2023, and then show you my list for this year, for 2024. So first one is for comic projects. So first, finish Lost Hearts and publish it. That is a definite check, and you'll be seeing more of that soon. Finish at least 2 chapters of Dysteria. Yes, and I am actually working on the 3rd chapter now. Start Haiku's Magical World. That's a definite. And I'm actually going much faster with Haiku's Magical World because I'm already starting on the 3rd chapter. Prepare for Guardian's Angels. I'll put a technically yes. I put this here, but because I wanted Guardian Angels to be the next comic I start working on after Haiku's Magical World. But because of the way things are going right now, more than likely Moonstone is actually going to be the comic I work on after Haiku's Magical World. And it's kind of the comic I want to work on more. So, yes, check. But for this year, I'll probably be doing a lot more prep work for Moonstone. So for animation and music, which I put in one, even though create Silver's short and maybe Lies. I had an idea to make like these shorts, like animated episodes almost, of Silver's and Lies backstories. I didn't get to that, but not because I couldn't, but because I just lost interest. Lost interest. So I know that it's just like, I just lost interest in doing that. Make OG Christmas song. Check. Almost didn't, but I did. Lucid Project? I don't know. I don't remember what that was. Art. Improve anatomy, especially limbs. A definite check. Definite check. Improve hands. Save for next year. Just gonna save the use more advanced poses. I'll put a check, although I do want to keep working on that. Maybe more detailed hair. No, I didn't actually get to working on hair this year, but that's gonna be, we'll go over that in the resolutions for next year. Writing. Write at least 15 minutes each day or often. Nope. That did not happen, but I might try to write more this year. It's just very hard for me to write. Finish Dysteria and Haiku's Magical World script. Half check. I did finish Haiku's script, but I do need to go back and make a lot of revisions, so technically no, but finish more storylines. I'll do a check. I have a lot of projects and they all need storylines, and I think I got. Well, I am rewriting Moonstone's and Guardian Angel's storylines at the moment for some different things, but yeah. YouTube, post consistently and improve video quality. A definite check and check. I now have a really good schedule for posting videos, and I have figured out my style and like my thumbnail style as well. So yeah, those are definite checks. Personal, I'm not going to share personal because that's personal. But yeah, this is my list, and this is everything I was able to do. I was only able to not get a couple things done this year, which is great. Before in the past, I remember looking back at some of my lists I made, because every year I'll make like a goal list, and one I went like crazy on, and it's like, yeah, I know I didn't do any of that. One of them even I had start Haiku's Magical World in that list from a couple years ago, and only this year I started doing it. I don't know if I've talked about it in that video, but there's a whole reason why it took me a while to get Haiku's Magical World started. But now it is started, and now I am working on it. So now I will show you my 2024 resolution. So I actually hand wrote these, and I'm going to show you the picture of it right here. It probably looks like a lot, but that's just because of how I wrote it. It's actually not that much. So for artwork, I'm going to be working on drawing hands. I avoided it for years. I need to do it. Work on drawing hair, because I didn't do it this year, but I do want to do it next year. Work on dragon anatomy. That one's really important because I love to draw dragons. I would love to draw dragons. And I have a couple characters actually, who the whole dragon thing is pretty important. Create more story art. What I mean by that is like create more story driven art, like more deep and more meaningful art, because I feel like I love a lot of the artworks that I did this year, but I feel like there was only a couple that I feel like could have like deeper meanings to them, like this one, but a lot of them were like fan art or just stuff with my characters. This one too can qualify as that, and even though I do like them a lot, I would like to have more story driven art, or like art that pertains more to the stories of the characters, and create more scratch art and pixel art. So obviously I showed you the scratch art that I did for the Pride video, but I also want to do more pixel art because I love pixel art so much. Also, my cat is eating. I love pixel art a lot, and I want to get better at doing pixel art, so I want to try to find like my pixel art style this year. Comic wise, I put upload manga. I'm not going to be explaining what that means because I have a whole video on that, but that is one of them. Start selling Lost Hearts, so watch out for my Etsy. Publish Hysteria first volume. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that, but I would like to maybe start publishing the first volume of Mysteries of Hysteria, the first 3 chapters, because honestly chapters 1 and 2 were long enough. I feel like adding the 3rd chapter in will make for a really good, or decent length at least first volume. So yeah, if possible, I would like to do that. That might have to be saved for next year though, depending if I feel like just those 3 chapters are too short for our first volume. Couple chapters done in both Hysteria and Haiku. I put that there so that it's not like a specific number, and so I don't have to feel stressed out. Do just a couple of chapters, just a couple. And then more Moonstone prep. So I already talked about that in this past one, but yes, I do want to work on more Moonstone prep for potentially working on that. I'm not going to put start Moonstone because I don't think I will, but I'm just going to put preparations for it. Video. Try completing ones from list. I have a list of videos that I want to make, so I just put this here because it's like, just do the ones on the list. I have a couple of I'm gonna have a couple of these scratched out because I don't want to spoil them. But this one, do some behind the scenes for comics and animations. I do want to do that for animations and my comics because I want to like talk about the behind the scenes, because I love like those behind the scenes videos, or like videos going over art books or stuff, or like actual art books where they like talk about like the thought process of everything, like the character design and background art. I would love to get the Spider-Verse art book, because that'd be amazing. And if Genshin Impact ever sells an art book, I'm pre-ordering that. Get to 200 subs and do a special. So if we get to 200 subscribers, I have a very fun video I want to do. So yeah, no rush though, especially because I want to make more videos talking about my characters before that. So yeah, 200 subs and do special. For animations, make promos for comics. This is just so that my comics get a little more reach. And I'm gonna sketch this out too, but it's prep work for some animation things that I'm thinking of maybe doing. I'm sketching them out for now so I don't spoil them, but I don't know if I'll get to those. But I did put prep work, so it's not like start them. And then I just want to make more funny things, because all the time there's like these online trends and memes that are super funny, and I think, oh, that relates a lot to my characters, and then I never do anything with them. But I do want to kind of do that more, and that would probably also make my comics get some more reach too. And then character design, make more for D&D, because I promised my D&D friends that I would make drawings of their characters and actually finish projects, because I have a lot of character design projects and I need to finish them. And then other, make more vocal songs, to get over my fear of doing that. And yeah, that's all of my 2024 goals. Looking at it now, it is quite a bit, but for animation and video work, there really isn't that much, especially not in character design. So it's really only art and comic. But I feel like even though there's a lot, it's not like super unforgiving, because I just put a couple chapters into Stereo and Haiku and just start prep work for some of these projects. So yeah, I feel like this year will be really doable. Or next year will be really doable. This year was also really doable because I got a lot more done than I thought I would. So yeah, and the stuff that I didn't get done, a lot of it was just stuff that I lost interest in or just forgot to do, because to be honest, I did forget to do this one talking about more detail there. So yeah. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. We went over everything. I'm really excited to start working on the goals for next year and to finally show you guys some of the videos I've been working on this past year that I haven't gotten the chance to show. As always, I have all of my artworks in the description link below. A lot of these that I showed are on there. That's another thing I forgot to mention actually. I want to get better at posting both on Instagram. Well, I say both. It's probably going to be on several platforms. I'll be posting my artworks on Instagram, maybe on the community post as sort of like I'll have the link to the video that the artwork comes from in there. And then also Artful again. I want to start posting on Artful again, even if you use that. And then maybe some other art platforms. I'm not sure. I just want to get better at like actually posting my artworks, not just in the videos. So yeah, with that though, I also have my comics, all 3 of them in the description link below on Webtoon, and my art shop where you can buy buy prints and mugs of these, and potentially I have some really cool stuff planned for this year to put on there as well, so be prepared for that. And with that, I will see you all next year, and I hope you all have a happy New Year's Eve and a happy New Year. Bye!